Hello everybody and welcome to the protocol. My name's Aidan and today we're going to be playing FTL, which is Faster Than Light. It's a game on Steam. It's sort of roguelike, sort of dungeon crawler-like game. I've played it a little bit, I've unlocked a few ships, but there's loads left to go. I really want this one here, although it's really hard to get and takes a lot of requirements to get every single one, so you can just play the game over and over and over and it'll be different every single time. I'm going to be playing with this one today because it's got 3 people, which is just how we roll, to be honest. I'm going to be calling it the same thing as our channel, TwinsandJohnsons. Spelt right, I think. I'm going to be the pilot, so I will be Aidan. I'm going to start explaining now that you can see in the bottom right here we've got 3 different people. 2 of them look like this, and then we've got a human in the bottom. Tells you up in this sort of area when I'm hovering over it. Mark is human, humans are common, uninteresting, you know, it's got a sort of sense of humour involved in it. And then there's a different type, which is me at the moment, which is an NG. They're sort of robotic and every single race has a different sort of benefit, but it sort of has its own disadvantages that come with it. Second crew member is going to be Fletch, so that'll be Fletcher. And then the third one, the human, most boring of all, it's going to be Callum. Although he does get weapons, so sort of bounces out. And it's going to be female. So there's going to be me there, Fletcher there, and Callum there. And that's the ship in short. And it's TwinsandJohnsons. I'll explain more when we get in the game, but this is sort of just tips that I already know. And it starts paused. Pause is probably the most important thing in this game, to be honest. In which, if you don't pause, you probably will die quite fast. And these are the weapons down here. I've got ion in this one because it's one of the unlocked ships. Ion weapons do no damage to the ship at all, although whatever they hit they disable for a little bit, and it's all about hitting systems with this. I'll probably explain what systems are. So here we've got the cockpit. That's where I'm standing in the minute. I'm piloting the ship. You can see me just dabbing on the keyboard a little bit. Callum's there on weapons, female, so I suppose Kumina is on weapons. And then Fletcher here, he's on shields. That means shields, that means cockpit, that means weapons. Probably the 3 most important. So you always put your people on this, these 3 systems in priority. So on the list I've got cockpit, shields, weapons. 4th most priority here, engines. They sort of do dodge, so it's not necessarily needed, but it's always good to have extra dodge because you don't want to take as little damage as possible. 5th best, probably drone control, which is here. That does this down here. Drones take a drone part each time that you activate them, depending on what drone it is. Drone parts, you can buy them at the shop, and they're quite vital with this ship because it can only do damage via drones at the start. And that's this one here. This is an anti-ship drone. Shoots the ships, as probably explained. Then you've got oxygen here. If you don't have oxygen, then, you know, you're probably going to die quite horribly. And I think every race in the game needs oxygen, but some are immune to fire. And sensors, this lets you see around your ship. Better sensors lets you see around enemy ships, and, you know, good old stuff like that. You've got doors. Doors stops fire spread, and if there's a fire on the ship, you can open doors. You can see the room's gone pink. That means there's no oxygen in it, and that'll drown out fires, but it'll also drown out people. So you've got to be careful where you use that. And then you've got the med bay. This is where you send a person in there, and they'll heal up if they're damaged. Although, because all of them are fully healed, they can't be healed. Also, with this ship, it has an augment, which says NG Medbot Dispersal, which means that anywhere I am in the ship, doesn't matter what room I'm in, could be in that one, could be in that one, could be in that one, but anywhere I am, I'm going to get healed at a slower rate than where I would be in the medbay. Alright, let's get into it. This is a normal location, just says unvisited, nice and boring. And this one, it's got a little blue circle around it. This means it's a nebula. It disables your sensors at the bottom here, but it makes the fleet catch up to you less. Now we got a battle straight away. I'm going to aim at their shields because I don't want them to fire at me. I'm going to put it on auto fire because I want it to fire as fast as possible. Probably going to put the drone up as well so I can actually deal them damage. It's quite important. There we go. Shield's gone down, so it should be relatively easy for now. Although this ship is sort of bad at preventing damage at the start. It has 1 shield, as with most ships, although if weapons get damaged at all, take it offline instantly. And engines are damaged now as well, so not the best start, that's for sure. Probably want to upgrade shields as fast as possible. And also with a ship, you can't direct where you're going to damage them. So if there's a subsystem or a system that you really want to damage, like weapons or shields, then you can't direct it because drones fire wherever they fire. You can't control it. Play best stuff, we merely request our lives. Oh yeah, if a ship is gonna get destroyed, there's a chance they can send you an offer in which they'll offer you some of their goods, and then you can choose to accept it or reject it depending on which. If you accept it, you get what's there, but you don't get to kill the ship, and you don't get what sort of rewards you get if you kill the ship. And if you kill the ship, you don't get any of what's mentioned on the screen, which is here, although you get possible increase rewards and possible decrease rewards. Because I'm just starting off and I need the drone parts, I'm going to keep that, and I got a lot of fuel from it as well. Distress beacon. These can sometimes be traps, these can sometimes be good, and okay, this is alright. Distress beacons give you a sort of scenario or a trap sort of thing. The trap thing is just a battle and you got to fight your way out of it. The scenario thing is one of these. It'll give you a scene in which you got to read through, and then after you've read through it, then you got to decide what option you think is best. And then you normally just have 2 choices or 3 or 4 choices in white that are just average choices, but then there's certain blue choices that you can choose if you fulfill certain requirements. In this one, because I've got an NG crew member, in fact I have 2 NG crew members, I can pick this choice. And blue choices tend to be a lot better for you and just generally help you get the distress thing with less harm and increased rewards, so we're going to pick that one. Ooh, that's alright. 2 missiles, meh, because this ship uses no missiles, don't have any even, and there's nothing in the weapons or drones that need them. Fuel's always good with every ship. Decent amount of scrap, and a drone, which is always good. System repair. System repair is one of the drones, because it starts on your ship and will stay on your ship. Even if you depower it, it will only cost 1 drone part until it's destroyed. Okay, we've got a decent amount of scrap now, so I can have a look at the upgrades which you can get. Upgrades, you can upgrade each system, which is in the systems bit. You can see what I've got. And then you can upgrade subsystems, which is sensors, cockpit, and doors. Doors, you probably want to upgrade instantly, so I'm just going to do that straight away. And then there's power here. You need power to power each of your systems, clearly. That is an unpowered system. It's just greyed out. And that is a fully powered system because it's got all the bars of power lit up on it. The damage system is orange. It's not only orange down in the bottom here and over there, or even there for drones. It's also, if I hover over drones, you can see over here, drone control will light up, because then, so if the drone control gets damaged, this thing will go orange, and also the symbol here will go orange, just to show you what signals are actually being damaged. And now we've got a small battle. Could choose to avoid the battle, but in the start of the game, probably want to get myself as much stuff as I can. Got the fire and shields again. I hope the drone shoots the weapons. It does, yay! Okay. They've got an ion. I took some more damage. Can't repair any hull damage unless you go to a shop, which is annoying. They've got a missile launcher there. And missiles are always annoying because enemies seem to have a limited amount of missiles. And missiles go through shields, they pierce them and just fire one. And the weapons are already a weakness. Okay, at least that ship destroys them. And that's not exactly the best thing. It's said that my map's been updated with details of the surrounding area. As you can see now, it's a lot more complicated. That there is an ion storm. It's got an orange circle and lines passing through it, which basically means that it's harsh conditions. It's also in a nebula, which is the pink bit, and it also normally has a blue circle around it. An ion storm is a bit in which your ship loses a certain amount of power. This is the total power here in the bottom left. And you can only use it for certain systems as well, which is really, really horrible to fight in. It's only early. Probably best to avoid as much combat as possible and still get good rewards, so I'm going to take the bribe. It feels a bit dirty, but still. Alright, just going to quickly go through this sector if I can. Probably going to finish this battle and that will wrap up the video, to be honest. Done a fair bit. I've got a little bit of scrap upgraded doors. Not got any crew member yet, which is a little disappointing. And options gone. Options important. Cockpit's gone, which means they lose their entire evade chance. There's evade an option on. Evade is how much you're likely to dodge an attack. And sensors gone as well. Yeah. An auction is how much options from a ship. That's not very nice. Alright, well that should wrap up for this video then. This has been FTL Part part 1, run 1, I think. So that will do. It's been Aidan, and thanks for watching. Well, we can't, because I didn't say anything at the time, so I'm going to and there's no background noise in this either. I have not F9'd yet.